Thank you, Val. And a special thank you to President Ruggiero, Speaker Shikarchi, Senator Felag, and Representative Edwards for your unwavering commitment to the students and workers of Rhode Island. Thank you. Advocacy starts with showing up. We cannot champion public education or fight for working people if we aren't present, engaged, and persistent. That's why every NEARI member who showed up today received the same challenge coin as our legislative champions, because your dedication and action make the difference. And I'm putting this back in my pocket because there's so many of you, I'm afraid I'm not going to get one. NEA Rhode Island has been a labor union since 1845. That's longer than the national NEA. And for 180 years, we have prioritized the health and well-being of students. While student health looked different in the 1800s, our mission in 2025 remains the same. Our students are in crisis. The mental and behavioral health challenges facing students today are undeniable. Even before the pandemic, children were struggling, and COVID-19 only exacerbated an already critical issue. Studies confirm what educators see firsthand every day. Students need more support. That's why student health and well-being is a major focus of our legislative agenda this year. We are working with parents, allies, and lawmakers to tackle the root causes that hinder learning, engagement, and meaningful social interactions in safe, welcoming public schools. We also know that personal devices are taking a serious toll on students' focus and mental health. That's why we're working with partners to determine the best path forward for a statewide cell phone policy. And it's one that does not place the burden of enforcement solely on teachers and education support professionals. You'll hear more about that in a moment. Beyond prevention, we must also ensure that when students struggle with stress or emotional regulation, the right supports are in place. We are introducing legislation to require every district to establish a student safety and behavioral health committee. This committee, comprised of educators and administrators, would assess existing supports, review intervention procedures, and identify additional resources needed to ensure that every single student receives the care and education that they deserve. And we are grateful to Senator Peter Apollonio and Representative Megan Cotter for championing this bill. Val has already touched upon the importance of fair wages, benefits, and pension improvements, and our education professionals will highlight additional legislative priorities in just a moment. In addition to the student health and well-being initiatives, we will be supporting a number of bills that advance safe, respectful workplaces and a retirement with dignity. And I am thankful to Representatives Corvese, Furtado, McEntee, Bennett, Casimiro, Donovan, and Slater in the House, and Senators Chacon, Thompson, Cisnowski, Murray, Basilian, and Gallo and Brito in the Senate for stewarding that legislation through the process this year. While we are here at the State House discussing statewide issues, we cannot ignore the threat to public education, students, and workers at the federal level. With about 10% of our public education budget coming from federal funds, everything we're advocating for today is at risk. The Department of Education plays a critical role in ensuring equity in the public schools where we welcome all children to reach their academic and life potential, no matter their race, their zip code, their ability, or their immigration status. Any effort to dismantle the Department of Education brings real and serious consequences for American families, jeopardizing the programs and funding that support students in rural, urban, and suburban communities alike. Its destruction would undermine the very foundation of fair and accessible education, making it more important than ever for educators, parents, and communities to unite in action, and for lawmakers to enact legislation now to protect workers and students here in the Ocean State for years to come. And let me say this. If Elon Musk wants to steal money from our kids to fund his tax breaks, he's going to have to go through us first. For our members, I know that anxiety is high, but stay engaged. Unions are built for moments like this. Stay focused on what matters most, serving and supporting the students and communities of Rhode Island that you work with every single day. Thank you for all of you that you do. And now I'd like to turn it over to Melissa Taylor from South Kingstown. Thank you.